This is Jack, your coach after 60. And today I want to talk to you about something that looks completely innocent and for many people is actually helpful, but that can quietly start causing problems when you overdo it or use it the wrong way. I'm talking about papaya. Let me ask you a simple question. Over 60, and do you eat papaya every single day? Maybe it's part of your breakfast routine. You cut a ripe papaya, sprinkle a little lime juice on top, and think, perfect, I'm doing something healthy for my body. Maybe you've heard that papaya is good for digestion, or that it cleans your stomach so you never skip it. You might be very proud of this habit. After all, papaya is a fruit. It's natural, it's full of vitamins and fiber. How could it possibly be a problem? But here's something I want you to consider. Even a good habit can quietly hurt you if you don't really understand it. Over the years, I've met so many people over 60, 70, and 80 who told me, Jack, I eat papaya every morning. That's my medicine. Papaya keeps my digestion working. If I don't eat papaya, my bowels stop. And yet, many of those same people were dealing with bloating, diarrhea, or loose stools, stomach discomfort, blood sugar issues, or extreme dependence on one single food. Not because papaya is bad, but because they were making the same 7 mistakes over and over without realizing it. Today, I want to walk you through those 7 mistakes, not to scare you away from papaya, but to help you use it wisely, especially if you're over 60. By the end of this video, you'll know when papaya is your friend, when papaya can become a quiet enemy, and how to keep eating it in a way that actually supports your health instead of slowly working against it. Before we dive in, I want to ask you something from the heart. My dream is to reach 1,000 subscribers before the end of this year. We're very close to that goal, only about 100 people away. If you're over 60 or you love someone who is, and these videos help you feel more informed and less afraid of food and aging, I'm going to ask you for a small favor. Take a moment and subscribe to this channel. For you, it's one click. For me, it's a sign that this work matters to you. And together we can reach more older adults who are trying to take care of their bodies in a world that confuses them constantly. And in the comments, tell me which country and city you're watching from. I love seeing messages like Houston, Texas, San Diego, California, Dallas, Texas, Los Angeles, California, or wherever you're watching from. It helps me picture you right there in your kitchen, slicing a papaya while you listen. Now let's be fair and honest about papaya before we talk about mistakes. Papaya is not the villain of this story. In fact, it's a pretty impressive fruit. It contains vitamin C, which supports your immune system. It has vitamin A precursors, which support your vision and skin. It's rich in fiber, which can help your digestion and support healthy cholesterol. And it contains papain, a natural enzyme that helps break down proteins in your stomach. For many people, especially those with slow digestion, papaya feels like a blessing. It's soft, easy to chew, easy to digest, and refreshing. So how can something that sounds this good cause any harm? The answer is simple, because how you eat it matters just as much as what you eat. Jack LaLanne used to say something like, you can drown in water, and you can starve from food. It all depends on how you use it. A little dramatic maybe, but the point is true. Even a healthy food can cause problems when you eat too much. You eat it for the wrong reasons. You ignore the rest of your diet and lifestyle, or you have a particular condition that makes you more sensitive. So let's break down the 7 mistakes people make when they eat papaya every day. Starting with the most common one. Mistake #1, believing the more papaya, the better. This is the most obvious, and at the same time the most invisible mistake. You hear papaya is healthy. You hear papaya is great for digestion. So your brain makes a simple leap. If a small bowl of papaya is good, then a huge bowl must be fantastic. It's the same logic people use with vitamins, supplements, or even exercise. If some is good, more must be better. The truth, that's not how the body works. Papaya contains fiber and the enzyme papain, which can help your digestion. That's true, but those same things, in excess, can overload your digestive system. Let me introduce you to Margaret, 64, from Houston, Texas. Margaret proudly told me, Jack, I finally found my miracle food. I eat papaya every morning, and it helps me go to the bathroom. I feel so clean. When I asked how much she was eating, she shrugged and said, just a bowl. Then I asked her to show me with her hands. Her bowl was almost half a papaya, sometimes more, every single day. At first she felt lighter, but after a few weeks, she started to have frequent diarrhea, cramping in her lower abdomen. A lot of gas and urgency after breakfast. She thought it was a virus. Then she thought it was something she ate at dinner. But the pattern was obvious. Her symptoms were loudest early in the day, shortly after her massive papaya breakfast. Her digestive system wasn't cleansing. It was irritated. Too much fiber all at once and too much enzyme activity were stimulating her gut far more than it could handle in a calm way. It's like yelling at someone to wake them up instead of gently shaking their shoulder. Yes, they wake up, but they also panic. For most older adults, a reasonable daily portion of papaya might look like a small bowl with a handful of cubes, or a slice that fits in one hand, not half the fruit, and definitely not a heaping mountain that fills an entire deep plate. If you notice that you rush to the bathroom after eating papaya, or your stools are often very loose, or you get abdominal pain afterward, it might not be detox. It might be too much. So how do you fix this? Shrink your portion. Start with a small serving and see how you feel. Don't make papaya your entire breakfast. Combine it with other foods. Pay attention to your body, not to what a random post told you. Papaya doesn't become more magical just because you eat more of it. It becomes more stressful. Mistake #2. Using papaya as a digestive medicine instead of improving your diet. The second mistake is mental, and it's very common with health foods. You turn papaya into a pill instead of a food. You think, I can eat whatever I want. If I just take my papaya in the morning, it will fix everything. So your day looks like this. Breakfast, giant bowl of papaya. Lunch, white bread, fried food, sugary drink, snack, cookies or chips. Dinner, very few vegetables, lots of refined carbs, water almost none, movement almost none. And then when you don't go to the bathroom, you blame your body. Let me tell you about Luis, 68, from San Diego, California. Luis came to me saying, Jack, my digestion only works when I eat papaya. As if I skip it one day, I'm completely blocked. We took a closer look at his routine. Yes, he ate papaya at breakfast, but after that, his entire day was tortillas or white bread. Very little fiber from vegetables. Almost no fruit, other than papaya, sugary coffee, maybe a soda, sitting for hours and hours. His intestines weren't broken. They were simply undersupported. Papaya was doing all the work, and Luis was sabotaging it with every other meal. When we made changes, we didn't remove papaya. We kept it, but we added more vegetables to lunch and dinner, swapped some white bread for whole grains, increased his water intake, encouraged him to simply walk more. Result, his digestion improved. He still enjoyed papaya, but it was no longer the magic key. It became part of a team effort, not a lonely soldier. If you're using papaya like a laxative, instead of addressing your overall habits, you're placing too much pressure on a single food. Here's how to stop making this mistake. See papaya as one tool in your toolbox, not the whole toolbox. Ask yourself, what else am I doing for my digestion? Work on your overall diet. More fiber from different sources, more water, more movement. Papaya can help, but if your overall diet is a mess, papaya isn't the problem. It's just the band-aid. Mistake #3. Forgetting that papaya still contains sugar, especially if you have diabetes. This is a big one for people over 60. Papaya has a gentle, light taste. It doesn't feel as heavy or as sweet as some other fruits. So many people assume, this can't be bad for my blood sugar. It tastes so light. But your body doesn't care how light something tastes. It cares about what's actually inside. Papaya contains natural sugars. If you eat it in large portions, on an empty stomach, without any protein or fat, or as part of an already high sugar diet, it can raise your blood sugar more than you expect. Let's talk about Rosa, 70, from Dallas, Texas. Rosa has type 2 diabetes. She was trying to eat healthier and decided, I'll start my day with fruit. So every morning, she ate a very generous bowl of papaya and nothing else. She was so proud. I stopped eating pastries, she told me. Now I have papaya. That must be much better. But when she checked her blood sugar 2 hours after breakfast, it was often around 180 or 190 mg/L. She couldn't understand why. The issue wasn't that papaya is evil. The issue was that her portion and combination were wrong for her situation. Here's what we changed. We cut her papaya portion in half. We added a small portion of plain yogurt and a tablespoon of nuts. So instead of papaya alone, she had a smaller serving of papaya protein from yogurt, healthy fats, and extra fiber from nuts. After a week, her post-breakfast blood sugar was significantly more stable. For most older adults without diabetes, a moderate serving of papaya is not a problem. But if you already have diabetes, have prediabetes or metabolic syndrome, or have a strong family history of blood sugar issues, then you need to respect papaya as a carbohydrate source, not as water. Here are some simple ways to avoid this mistake. Don't drown your bowl in papaya. Keep your portion small or moderate. Combine papaya with protein and/or healthy fat. yogurt, cottage cheese, eggs on the side, or a handful of nuts. Try not to drink papaya smoothies mixed with juice and extra sugar. That's a sugar bomb. If you have diabetes, check your blood sugar occasionally after meals that contain papaya. Learn how your body responds. Papaya can absolutely fit into a diabetic-friendly diet, but not if you treat it as a free, unlimited food. Even natural sugar is still sugar. Your body doesn't give you a discount just because it came from a fruit. Mistake hash 4, eating papaya too green, too unripe, or in the wrong form. When you imagine papaya, you probably picture a sweet, soft orange fruit, but not all papaya is like that. There's also green papaya, firm, pale, often used in salads or cooked dishes in some cuisines. The problem for older adults is that unripe papaya contains more latex, a milky substance that can irritate the stomach and intestines in some people. In high amounts, it has even been linked to uterine contractions in pregnancy. Now, if you're over 60, you're probably not pregnant, but your stomach might still be more sensitive than it used to be. Let me tell you about Maria, 66, from Los Angeles, California. Maria saw an online video that said, green papaya burns fat and cleans your body. It's way more powerful than ripe papaya. She believed it. She started eating green papaya salad almost every day, sometimes even blending it into smoothies. At first, she felt lighter. Then she started experiencing strong stomach cramps, nausea, diarrhea, burning in her upper abdomen. She went to her doctor, worried about ulcers. After some questions and tests, the doctor asked her, what changed in your diet? The answer was simple. Green papaya every day. When she stopped the green papaya and switched back to ripe papaya in small amounts, her symptoms gradually disappeared. So what does this mean for you? If you're eating papaya every day, it's much safer to eat it ripe, not green. Ripe papaya should feel slightly soft when you press the skin gently. Have a pleasant sweet smell. Be orange or deep yellow inside. If it's still very firm pale and has no sweet smell, it may not be ripe enough. If it smells overly fermented or alcoholic, it may be too old. There's also another trap, processed papaya. Sometimes papaya shows up as dried papaya with added sugar, candied papaya pieces, papaya in syrup, papaya-flavored yogurts or desserts, loaded with sugar. Those aren't the papaya nature gave you. They're sugar bombs wearing a fruit costume. If you think I eat papaya every day, but most of the time it's dried papaya soaked in sugar, that's not the same as a piece of fresh fruit. Your blood sugar, your teeth, and your weight will feel the difference. So to avoid mistake hash 4, prefer ripe, fresh papaya. Not green, not fermented, not candied. If you eat green papaya occasionally in a dish, that's fine. But think twice before eating it every day. Be careful with papaya products that are more sugar than fruit. Your digestive system, especially after 60, appreciates gentle things. Ripe papaya is gentle. Green papaya every day is not. At this point, you've seen 4 of the 7 big mistakes people make when they eat papaya every day. Believing the more papaya, the better. Using papaya as a magic medicine while ignoring the rest of the diet. Forgetting that papaya still affects blood sugar, especially in diabetes. Eating papaya too green, too unripe, or in heavily processed sugary forms. In the next part, we're going to go even deeper. We'll talk about risky trend of eating papaya seeds like miracle pills, the mistake of ignoring possible allergies and sensitivities, and the hidden danger of using papaya as a way to avoid listening to what your body is really trying to tell you. We'll also put everything together into a practical, realistic plan so you can keep enjoying papaya safely if you want to, without fear, without extremes, and without those quiet problems that slowly steal your health. Because the goal is not to stop eating papaya. The goal is to stop eating it blindly. Your body after 60 deserves more respect than that. Part 2, mistakes 5 not the 7. Weekly plan, mindset, and closure. Let's continue with our discussion about the 7 common mistakes people make when eating papaya every day and how to avoid them. In the first part of this video, we covered the first 4 mistakes, and now it's time to dive into the final 3. But before we continue, I want to thank you for sticking with me. Most people stop watching when they realize that what they thought was a simple solution is a little more complicated. But you're still here, which means you're serious about learning and making informed decisions about your health. That's exactly what this channel is all about. Now let's talk about mistake hash 5. Mistake hash 5. Believing papaya seeds are a miracle cure. Have you ever been told to eat papaya seeds because they're some kind of superfood that can cleanse your body or kill parasites? I've seen it everywhere, especially on social media, in detox programs, and from self-proclaimed health experts. People say things like papaya seeds will kill parasites in your intestines. Papaya seeds will detox your liver. Papaya seeds are an amazing digestive aid. Eat them every day. You've probably heard about all of these miracles. And to be clear, papaya seeds do contain certain compounds, such as kerosene and papain, that can have some health benefits. There's also some research suggesting they may be helpful in killing certain parasites in the intestines when consumed in moderate amounts. But here's the key. These benefits are usually overhyped and only apply in specific contexts. For most people, eating papaya seeds daily, especially in large quantities, is not a good idea. Here's why. Excess papaya seeds can irritate your stomach. The compounds that are supposedly good for digestion can cause discomfort, nausea, and even digestive distress in sensitive individuals. Papaya seeds contain high levels of latex, which can cause allergic reactions in some people, particularly those who are allergic to other types of latex like rubber. Excessive papaya seed consumption can affect liver function over time, and in extreme cases, there have been reports of liver toxicity. Let me share a story with you about Carlos, 74, from San Diego, California. Carlos started hearing about the miracle power of papaya seeds, and being an adventurous health seeker, he decided to try them. He started eating a teaspoon of papaya seeds every morning, believing they would improve his digestion and detoxify his body. At first he felt fine, but after a few weeks, he began to notice abdominal discomfort, bloating, unexplained fatigue. He also felt a little nauseous, especially in the mornings. When Carlos went to his doctor, he was surprised to learn that his liver function tests were abnormal, and his digestive issues were actually linked to the papaya seeds. Carlos wasn't eating huge amounts, just a teaspoon or so, but that was enough to irritate his digestive system and overwhelm his liver. He stopped eating papaya seeds, and after a few weeks, his symptoms improved. So, what's the lesson here? Papaya seeds are powerful, but too powerful for daily consumption, especially in large amounts. You can occasionally try them. They are not inherently harmful if consumed in moderation, but don't rely on them as a daily health tonic. If you want to try papaya seeds, start small, a few seeds per week, and pay attention to how your body responds. And always consider the rest of your diet and health. Mistake #6. Ignoring potential allergies and sensitivities to papayas. This is a big one, and it's something that too many people overlook. Even though papaya is a popular fruit and widely considered safe, some people have allergies to papaya, particularly to the enzyme papain and the latex that can be found in both ripe and unripe papayas. And it's not just a mild allergy. For some people, it can be quite serious. Here's what can happen: skin reactions, itching, redness, or swelling after handling raw papaya, digestive issues, nausea, vomiting, stomach cramps, and diarrhea after eating papaya, respiratory issues, sneezing, coughing, wheezing, or even difficulty breathing in severe cases. Cross-reaction with latex. If you're allergic to latex, there's a higher likelihood that you'll be allergic to papaya due to the presence of similar proteins. Let me tell you about Maria, 65, from Dallas, Texas. Maria loved papaya and ate it regularly, but after about a month of daily papaya consumption, she started feeling strange symptoms. First, it was just some mild itching around her mouth after eating papaya. Then her throat began to feel scratchy, and soon after, she noticed stomach cramps and a slight rash. At first, Maria thought it was just a coincidence, but after seeing her doctor and undergoing allergy tests, she discovered that she was allergic to papaya, specifically the papain enzyme. Her doctor told her that, like many fruits, papaya contains proteins that are similar to those found in latex. So if you have a latex allergy, eating papaya could trigger a reaction. Maria had to stop eating papaya completely, and her symptoms disappeared within a few days. If you experience any of these symptoms after eating papaya, it's time to take it seriously. If you're unsure whether you have an allergy to papaya, talk to your doctor or an allergist for guidance. If you're allergic to latex, avoid papaya altogether. It's better to be cautious and choose other fruits. Mistake #7. Using papaya as a replacement for other important fruits and vegetables. This mistake is about balance. A lot of people think that by eating papaya every day, they're automatically meeting their fruit and vegetable needs. But papaya should never be your only source of fruit or nutrition. Why? Because while papaya is excellent for providing vitamin C, fiber, and antioxidants, it doesn't offer the full range of nutrients that you get from eating a variety of fruits and vegetables. Papaya lacks some important nutrients that other fruits and vegetables provide, including potassium, magnesium, folate, vitamin K. Let me give you an example with Rosa, 72, from Los Angeles, California. Rosa was proud of her papaya habit. She ate it every morning as part of her breakfast, and she felt great after eating it. But when she went for a checkup, her doctor told her that her vitamin D levels were low and that her overall nutrition was lacking. After taking a look at her daily routine, it became clear Rosa was eating a lot of papaya, but nothing else in terms of fruits. She wasn't getting enough variety, and she wasn't eating dark leafy greens, berries, or other colorful fruits that are rich in other important nutrients. Here's how we fixed it. We kept papaya in her routine, but we added more diversity. Berries for antioxidants and fiber, oranges and grapefruits for extra vitamin C, kale and spinach for vitamin K, and magnesium, bananas and sweet potatoes for potassium. Rosa's diet became more colorful, and after a few months her vitamin D levels improved. She felt even more energized, and her digestion stayed consistent. So here's the key. Papaya is great, but it should complement a varied, nutrient-rich diet, not replace it. If you're over 60 and you eat papaya every day, make sure you're also eating other fruits and vegetables. Balance is everything. Putting it all together, how to eat papaya safely and smartly. Now that you know the 7 common mistakes, let's talk about how to enjoy papaya in a way that maximizes its benefits and minimizes the risks. Here's a simple guideline for using papaya in your diet after 60. Moderation is key. A small serving of papaya, around 100–150 grams, is plenty. Don't overdo it, especially if you notice any digestive discomfort. Combine papaya with other foods. Pair papaya with protein, healthy fats, and fiber. This balances the sugar content and helps keep your blood sugar levels stable. Eat ripe papaya. Avoid unripe, green papaya, especially if you're sensitive to latex. Ripe papaya is softer, sweeter, and easier on your stomach. Include other fruits and vegetables. Papaya is wonderful, but it's not the only fruit you should eat. Make sure your diet includes a wide range of fruits and vegetables to get the full spectrum of nutrients. Watch out for seeds. Papaya seeds are powerful, but should not be eaten every day. Use them occasionally if you feel the need, but don't make them your go-to superfood. Listen to your body. If you start noticing symptoms like bloating, stomach cramps, or fatigue after eating papaya, it might be a sign to cut back. Talk to your doctor if needed. Be mindful if you have diabetes or blood sugar issues. Papaya can be part of a diabetic-friendly diet, but be mindful of portion sizes and pair it with proteins or healthy fats. Weekly plan. How to include papaya in your healthy routine. Here's how you can add papaya to your weekly routine in a way that supports your health. Breakfast, start with a small bowl of papaya, about 100–150 grams. Add plain yogurt or cottage cheese for protein and nuts for healthy fats. Lunch, if you want, add a few slices of papaya to your salad or as a side to a balanced lunch. Combine it with leafy greens, lean protein, and whole grains. Snack. If you're craving something sweet in the afternoon, have a small serving of papaya with a handful of almonds or sunflower seeds. Dinner, end your day with steamed vegetables and a small bowl of papaya for dessert. Avoid sugary processed desserts. In conclusion, papaya is an amazing fruit that can support your health in many ways. But just like any other food, how you use it matters. When eaten wisely and in moderation, it can be an incredible ally for digestion, immunity, and overall well-being. Remember, papaya isn't the problem. The problem is when you don't understand the full picture of how to use it.